Hi, everybody. I'm here with William Tincup, and we've been just looking at the new Job Playbooks functionality within
Right.
Poetry. I really believe this is a game changer. But, William, I want to know what you think. What questions
It
have you got? What comments have you got?
it's a couple things. So what are we displacing? When we say playbook, the audience hears, the practitioners hear what?
Well, they're going to, it's a very good question. And what I hope they're going to hear is it's a pack of assets
Mm,
designed to help that recruiter understand everything they need to understand and
right,
to take every step they need to take to be able to fill that job. So,
right.
research about the job, telling them what synonymous job titles there are, who trains people to do that job, what are the icebreakers for reaching out to people like this,
Right.
what's a Boolean string look like for finding them, what's the outreach messaging, what's interview templates looking like.
So this is
20 different
all
assets in one go in the
so
playbook.
so for me, what I love about it is this is a wonderful use of AI and specifically generative AI. So these are all things that you would have to build. As a recruiter, somebody hands you a rec and it says legal assistant or legal paralegal, and you've never recruited for that position for whatever reason, now you've got to go build all those 20 assets. That takes time. Meanwhile, every moment, every hour, every day that that job goes unfilled, there's an opportunity cost to that. So what I love about it is that playbook of all of those 20 assets can be built in what, under 2 minutes, let's
Yeah.
say. So under 2 minutes, you can have all those assets built for you. And you can even personalize some things along the way. And I think what it does for me is its efficiency. So time, I get my time back. It's also a time to market. So I get to candidates faster. And ultimately, it creates agility. So organizational agility, recruiter agility, so that they can do the things that they need to do and not waste time on building those assets. Like I look at those assets as important but low value for the build of those things. That you got to have them. I mean, you got to have the Boolean string. You got to have the all of those things. You have to have them. So instead of a person building those things, let's let generative AI do what it does best and build those things for us, so that we can get our time back, so that we can also go to market faster. And so I think the net for me is agility, it's efficiency, and again, kind of automating low value tasks so that recruiters can focus on the humanization part. Where do we need to be more human with candidates, and where is that? It isn't in building a Boolean string. It isn't in the things that hold us back and kind of suck up all of our time. So I love it. I mean, I love the functionality. I know it'll just get better if, because of generative AI, the more you feed it, the more it consumes, the better it gets. So over time, it just gets smarter and smarter and better and better.
One question I have for you is because I
Sure.
think that we're building something in less than two, like a large pack of assets that will help you do a better job with on that piece of recruitment.
Right.
Um, do you think that mostly what we're doing here is saving recruiters many hours of building this all, or do you think most recruiters just skip all that process and they just post a job? Because I think they probably just skip it and because it
100%.
takes too long.
100%. You're carrying 40 for you're carrying 40 recs. You're not building those assets.
No.
You're going into Indeed, finding a job that kind of looks similar-ish, cut copy, and maybe a little personalization, and then just you're throwing spaghetti against the wall and hoping something sticks.
That's
And again,
horrible.
that's bad for the candidate. That's also bad for you because you're going to deal with a bunch of noise and a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff that people aren't qualified. They're not really a good fit for the job, etc. So I think you're right. My gut tells me that good recruiters take the time to then do those things so that they can get great flow, quality flow. Uh, and again, the people that are carrying 40 recs, even if they're good recruiters, they don't have the time. They need that time back. And I believe that low value, when I say low value, I mean 10 years ago, or maybe even 7 years ago, we would have said candidate scheduling. Like you and I grew up in a world where people, their job, a full-time job, all day long, every day, they would do candidate scheduling,
They still do.
right?
People still do that.
That's insane. A bot can do that in like seconds and do it better. Like you can just go and look at all your calendars, bring everything back together, put a Zoom link into it, boom, done. Like, why are we even talking about it? They can do it offline as well. They can have it scheduled at your office. So like that's something that needs to be done. You need to schedule candidate interviews, or let me rephrase, candidate interviews need to be scheduled.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing those things. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
all of those within the playbook, all of those assets that are built will help recruiters because they'll be done and done
Yeah.
in a high quality way. They don't need to be doing them.
Yeah.
That's a waste of their time because I think it's just kind of a furthering the point of the recruiter still has an essential role, and the essential role is when the candidate wants humanization. That's how they need to be there for them.
Yeah.
So they need to have their time in order to be able to interact with the candidate when the candidate wants that, because the candidate's driving the car.
Yeah.
But they got to have time. If they're doing 40 recs and they're doing all this build on their own by themselves, restarting every single time, building the wheel every single time, it's a huge time suck. It means that they're not actually going to have the time to do the things they need to do with candidates.
Yeah. William, thank you very much for taking a look at the solution, and thank you
I
very
love
much
it.
for giving me a pressy, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Can't wait to see the next one.